Seniors, this isn't to scare you, but to protect you. There's a critical moment in the first 10 minutes after waking up that can either protect your heart or put you at serious stroke risk. Let's fix it, starting today. Let's be honest, no one wakes up expecting a stroke. But after 60, your risk jumps, and how you start your morning can either protect you or quietly push your body toward danger. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help. There's one common morning mistake that triples stroke risk, and chances are you're doing it without even realizing. But once you know, you can change it easily and feel safer, stronger, and more in control every single morning. In this video, I'll show you what it is, how it affects your brain and blood flow, and what to do instead, gently and naturally. Stick around till the end. I've got a bonus tip that helps protect your heart without meds, supplements, or routines you'll hate. Speech balloon. And while you're here, go ahead and hit that like button if you care about your health. Subscribe for more senior wellness tips every week. And tell me in the comments, what's the first thing you do after waking up? I'd love to hear your routine. Ready? Let's take care of you. Starting with your mornings. The morning mistake you might be making without realizing it. Let me ask you something. When you wake up in the morning, what's the very first thing you do? Do you swing your legs out of bed and stand up right away? Maybe shuffle to the bathroom? Or go straight for the coffee pot? If that sounds like you, you're definitely not alone. But here's the truth. That one little habit, jumping up too fast without giving your body a moment to adjust, could be quietly putting your health at risk, especially after 60. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to protect you. Think of me as a trusted friend who's seen this pattern again and again. Let me tell you about someone just like you. Her name's Mary, 72, full of life, a retired teacher who loves her morning routine. But every so often, she'd wake up, hop out of bed, and feel a bit dizzy. She brushed it off, figured it was just normal aging. One morning, though, she stood up too fast, and the world spun. She fell. Thankfully, nothing was broken, but her doctor later explained her blood pressure dropped suddenly, something called orthostatic hypotension, and it could have triggered something far worse, like a stroke. Here's why this matters. When we sleep, our blood pressure dips. Our heart rate slows. And if we stand up too quickly, especially without drinking water first, the body isn't always ready to catch up, particularly if we're a bit dehydrated. That sudden pressure change can cause dizziness, a fall, or, in some cases, strain on the blood vessels in the brain. And here's the kicker. Most seniors think, if I don't feel anything serious, I must be fine. But the truth is, the signs are subtle at first. A little fatigue, mild brain fog, that off feeling you can't quite explain. It's easy to ignore, but dangerous to overlook. So what can you do instead? Give your body a gentle runway. When you wake up, pause for just 60 seconds. Wiggle your toes. Stretch your fingers. Sit up slowly. Then, before anything else, sip some room temperature water. Think of it as waking up your circulation, because your heart, your brain, your muscles, they all need that gradual start to get going safely. This small change can ease your blood pressure into the day, reduce your fall risk, and even help prevent those scary morning strokes we hear about far too often. And I promise, it takes less than 2 minutes. Coming up next, I'll show you exactly what's happening inside your body after 60, and why your mornings are the most important part of your entire day. You'll want to stick around for this one. What happens inside your body after 60, and why mornings matter most. Let's slow down for a second and talk about something that most folks over 60 don't hear enough. What's really going on inside your body, especially in the morning, after you pass that milestone birthday? Now, I don't mean to sound dramatic, but mornings, they're a powerful time for your body, more than most people realize. You see, after 60, your body starts to go through some big, but quiet changes. And if we don't work with those changes, mornings can become a risky time. Let me explain. When you were younger, your body adjusted fast. Blood pressure regulated easily. Muscles fired up without needing a stretch, and your blood vessels were more flexible. But after 60, your heart doesn't snap into action quite as fast. Circulation slows a little, and your blood is often thicker in the morning because you've gone hours without water. Ever notice how your joints feel stiffer first thing? Or how that first step out of bed feels like it takes extra effort? That's not in your head. Your circulatory system, that's your heart and all those blood vessels, is literally warming up in the morning like an old car on a winter day. And during that warm-up, your risk for things like stroke or heart strain is highest, especially if you wake up rushed, dehydrated, or stressed. Now here's a common myth. A lot of seniors believe that if they just get up and get moving quickly, they'll feel better. Shake it off, as they say. But science actually shows the opposite. Rushing into the day before your heart and blood pressure stabilize can put a huge strain on your system, especially those delicate vessels in your brain. And here's something hopeful. You can train your body to respond better. Just like stretching a tight muscle, you can ease into the day with gentle, mindful habits that lower your risk dramatically. Remember my neighbor Tom? He's 68. Used to be a morning warrior. Up fast, coffee in hand, news blaring. But he started noticing those little dizzy spells. So he tried something new. Water first, a bit of movement, even just rolling his shoulders in bed. And guess what? No more dizzy spells. More energy, fewer aches, and no more morning fog. This is why mornings matter so much. They set the tone for your brain, your heart, and your energy for the rest of the day. Coming up next, I'll share a simple 3-step morning routine you can follow. It's gentle, it's quick, and it can help protect your brain and heart health in a big way. The importance of morning hydration before coffee. All right, let me ask you something. What's the first thing you reach for in the morning? If you said coffee, you're definitely not alone. Most of us grew up with a habit. Wake up, shuffle into the kitchen, and pour a hot cup of comfort. But here's the gentle truth. If you're over 60 and coffee is the first thing hitting your system, your body might be paying a price, quietly and slowly. You see, during the night, while you're sleeping, your body isn't just resting. It's actually losing water. Every breath you take, every hour you sleep, that's hydration slipping away. By the time you wake up, you're mildly dehydrated every single day. Now, here's where it gets tricky. When you go straight for coffee, which is a natural diuretic, you're not just skipping hydration. You're pushing more fluids out of your body. Ever wonder why your legs feel tight in the morning? Or why your blood pressure spikes before breakfast? Or maybe you've noticed your energy crashes by 10 a.m., even if you slept okay? A big part of that, it starts with water, or the lack of it. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 72, a retired school teacher, full of stories and sunshine. But she used to struggle with dizzy spells and morning fatigue. She'd blame it on aging. But once she started drinking a full glass of water before a coffee each morning, things changed. More energy, fewer aches, better digestion, and even her doctor noticed her blood pressure had stabilized. See, your brain, your heart, your joints, they all need that morning hydration to wake up gently and safely. A lot of people think, I'll get my water later, or I'm not thirsty yet. But by the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. Starting your day with just one glass of water, even lukewarm with a little lemon, helps your blood thin to a healthier level, supports kidney function, and cushions your joints. It's like giving your body a gentle wake-up hug. So before you reach for that comforting cup of coffee tomorrow morning, give your body what it's really asking for first. Next, I'll walk you through what to add to that morning water to make it even more nourishing. And no, it's not sugar or supplements. Blood pressure surges, the hidden morning risk. Let's talk about something that often goes completely unnoticed, but could be quietly putting your health at serious risk. Morning blood pressure spikes. Now you might be thinking, but I take my medication, isn't that enough? And that's a fair question. But here's what many folks don't realize. Your blood pressure naturally surges first thing in the morning, especially between 6 and 11 a.m. Why? Because your body is transitioning from rest to movement. Cortisol, your wake-up hormone, starts flooding in. Your heart rate picks up. Blood vessels tighten. And if you already have high blood pressure, which many seniors do, that early morning spike can become dangerous. Let me tell you about George. He's 74, loves gardening, and always thought he had his blood pressure under control. But One morning, he bent down to tie his shoe and blacked out after a hospital visit. The doctors found that his blood pressure had skyrocketed right after he woke up. And the scary part? He didn't feel it coming. That's the thing with blood pressure. It's silent until it's serious. Now, here's where it gets even more important. Skipping water, reaching straight for coffee, rushing out the door, or even getting out of bed too quickly. All these can cause your blood pressure to surge higher than it should. And here's a gentle myth buster. A lot of folks believe that blood pressure meds taken in the morning will stop those surges immediately. But in truth, most of them take time to kick in. So the early morning window is still vulnerable. So what can you do? Start your morning slowly. Sit up in bed for a moment before standing. Drink a glass of water. Breathe deeply. Avoid salty or sugary breakfast foods right away. These small actions help your body ease into the day, and that means less strain on your heart and fewer dizzy spells, headaches, or scary surprises. You're not just getting older. Your body's just asking for a little more care in the mornings. Coming up, we'll talk about what kind of breakfast can actually protect your heart and support your brain at the same time. You'll want to stick around for this one. Breakfast choices that calm, not trigger. Now, let's talk about breakfast, not just what fills you up, but what helps your body feel steady, calm, and protected, especially after 60. You see, breakfast is your body's first fuel of the day. And for seniors, it's a powerful opportunity to either soothe your system or accidentally stress it out. Let me share a quick story. Mary, a 68-year-old retired teacher, used to start every day with toast, orange juice, and coffee, sometimes a muffin. Sounds normal, right? But she was constantly dealing with shaky hands, fatigue, and those awful mid-morning crashes. Turns out, her breakfast was loaded with quick sugars and very little protein or fiber. So her blood sugar spiked, then crashed. Her body felt panicked instead of peaceful. Now, here's the science in simple terms. When you eat food high in sugar or refined carbs, like white toast or sugary cereals, your blood sugar rises quickly. This triggers a stress response in your body. Your heart rate might go up, you might feel anxious, even foggy-headed. But when you eat foods that digest slowly, like oats, eggs, avocado, or a protein smoothie, your body releases energy gradually. That keeps your blood sugar, blood pressure, and mood nice and steady. And here's a myth many seniors believe. If I eat something small and sweet, it'll give me quick energy. The truth? It gives you a spike and crash. What you need is calm, lasting fuel. A calming breakfast might look like a bowl of warm oatmeal with chia seeds and berries, scrambled eggs with spinach and a slice of whole grain toast, a protein shake with almond milk, banana, and flaxseed. Even just adding a handful of nuts or a boiled egg to what you're already eating can make a world of difference. You'll start noticing fewer dizzy spells, better focus, and more energy that actually lasts through your morning. And here's the best part. These calming foods are also anti-inflammatory, which means they help reduce joint pain, stiffness, and even improve your digestion. So next time you reach for breakfast, just ask yourself, is this helping my body stay calm or causing it to overreact? In the next section, we'll talk about a surprising habit millions of seniors rely on that could be doing more harm than good. Don't miss that one. The role of morning movement. But don't overdo it. Let's talk about movement in the morning and why it can be both a blessing and a bit of a trap. Now, don't worry. I'm not about to tell you to hit the gym at 6 a.m. or do burpees in your living room. For seniors, gentle morning movement is actually one of the best ways to wake up your circulation, ease stiffness, and lower stroke risk. But here's the key. It's not about how hard you push. It's about how gently you ease your body into the day. Think of your body like an old garden hose that hasn't been used in a while. You don't just blast it with water. You turn the faucet slowly. Let it fill up gradually, right? Your body after 60 works the same way. After lying still all night, your blood vessels are tighter, your joints stiffer, your blood pressure naturally higher. That's why sudden, intense activity first thing can be too much too fast, and it may even trigger issues like dizziness, falls, or heart strain. I remember George. He's 74, walks every day. But he used to get up, put on his sneakers, and walk briskly for 30 minutes. And afterward, he'd feel lightheaded, sore, sometimes even anxious. We made one simple change. He started with a 5-minute stretch at the edge of his bed, then did some slow leg lifts, shoulder rolls, and deep breathing. Then he went on his walk, but at a slower pace. And guess what? No more dizziness. His energy stayed up all day. His balance even improved. Here's the science. Gentle morning movement helps improve blood flow, reduce blood pressure spikes, and lower inflammation. It also supports brain health, because when you move, more oxygen gets to your brain. And here's a common myth. I need to push myself in the morning or it won't count. That's simply not true. In fact, pushing too hard in the early hours can actually backfire, especially if you have high blood pressure, joint issues, or heart concerns. So instead of jumping into fast-paced workouts, start with gentle stretching while seated or lying down, slow walks around the house, light Tai Chi or yoga movements. The goal is to activate, not agitate. And this helps with so much: better blood pressure, fewer cramps, looser joints, even improved digestion. Coming up next, we'll talk about something sneaky that could be undoing all your good morning habits, and it often hides in plain sight. You've made it this far. Well done. That means you're serious about protecting your health, and I love that. So far, we've looked at how stressful mornings can quietly strain your arteries, especially after 60. Quick question. What's the first thing you drink in the morning? Water, tea, coffee? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. If this video is helping you, tap that like button and maybe share it with a friend. Now, up next, morning meds and supplements. Are you taking them right? Let's talk about something that's part of your routine, but might not be working the way you think it is. Your morning medications and supplements. Now, maybe you've been taking the same pills for years. You wake up, pour a glass of water, swallow them all down at once. Done, right? But here's the thing. The timing, order, and even what you take them can make a huge difference. Let me tell you about Darlene. She's 68 and used to take all her meds and vitamins right after waking up, before breakfast. Then, she'd drink her morning coffee, but she kept feeling jittery, lightheaded, and her blood pressure stayed high. Turns out, her iron supplement wasn't absorbing well because she took it with coffee, which blocks absorption. And her thyroid medication needed to be taken alone on an empty stomach with water, not alongside her multivitamin. Once she spaced things out, thyroid pill first, breakfast an hour later, vitamins with food, and no coffee until after, her energy improved, her stomach calmed down, and her numbers started looking better. C. Some supplements, like calcium and magnesium, are best taken with food to avoid upsetting your stomach. Others, like vitamin D, need a bit of healthy fat, like avocado or eggs, to be absorbed properly. And some medications don't mix well together, even if they're safe on their own. So what looks like a harmless routine could actually reduce the effectiveness or cause side effects. And here's a myth. If I take my pills with water, that's good enough. Well, not always. Coffee, orange juice, or dairy can interfere with absorption, and taking everything together might overwhelm your system, especially in the morning when your stomach's still waking up. So here's what you can do. Take your prescribed meds as directed. And don't be afraid to ask your pharmacist if you're unsure. Space out supplements that compete for absorption, like calcium and iron. Always read the label, but better yet, keep a simple pill schedule to help you stay on track. And if you're struggling with cramps, fatigue, or brain fog, it might not be your age. It could be the way your body's handling your supplements. Let's keep building your mornings the right way, because up next, we're diving into a surprising link between morning stress and inflammation. And you don't want to miss that. Stressful mornings equals stressed arteries. You know, mornings can either be your best friend or your blood pressure's worst enemy. Let me ask you something. How do your mornings usually start? Are you rushing around, skipping breakfast, maybe searching for your glasses while the coffee's brewing too fast? Now imagine this. Eleanor, 72, wakes up to her alarm blaring. Her shoulders are already tense before she's even had a sip of water. She's at doctor appointments, her knees aching again, and her grandson's visiting later. No time for breakfast. Just grabs her pills and hopes for the best. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But here's the thing. When we rush and stress first thing in the morning, our bodies respond by tightening up, literally. Your blood vessels constrict, cortisol shoots up, and guess what? That beautiful network of arteries that keeps your heart and brain nourished, it's suddenly under pressure. And over time, that pressure leads inflammation, fatigue, even leg cramps from poor circulation. You might feel it as a tight chest, cold hands and feet, or that mid-morning crash you can't explain. But here's the good news. We can flip that switch. A calm morning tells your body, hey, we're safe. You can relax. Just 5 slow breaths before you get up, a warm glass of water with a pinch of sea salt. Even taking a minute to stretch your legs beside the bed. These simple acts tell your arteries to open up. And here's the science behind it. Deep breathing lowers cortisol, which in turn helps lower blood pressure and inflammation. Calm mornings improve blood flow, muscle oxygenation, and even reduce leg pain in seniors. Now, a common myth is, I've always been a morning person. I don't need to slow down. But even morning folks benefit from a soft start. Rushing creates silent stress, and silent stress is still stress. So the next time you wake up, try this. Smile. Sit up slowly. Sip some water. Give your body the peaceful welcome it deserves. It's not laziness, it's longevity. Because when your arteries relax, your legs feel lighter, your energy steadier, and your heart. It thanks you every beat of the way. Let's talk about one more thing that surprises most people about morning health. And it has to do with something as simple as what you eat in the first hour. Create a stroke-proof morning routine. Let's talk about something that matters a whole lot. And yet, it's easy to overlook your morning routine. Because believe it or not, what you do in the first 60 minutes of your day can either protect your brain or put it at risk. Now, I know that might sound a bit dramatic, but let me explain. Every single morning, your blood pressure naturally spikes as your body shifts from sleep to wakefulness. It's called the morning surge. And for seniors, especially those with high blood pressure or circulation issues, that surge can be dangerous. In fact, more strokes and heart attacks happen in the early morning hours than any other time of day. Let me tell you about George. He's 76. He used to leap out of bed, take his meds on an empty stomach, skip breakfast, and head straight into the day. He thought he was being efficient. But one morning, he felt dizzy and weak. Luckily, he got help in time. It was a warning sign. That scare changed everything. Now, George eases into his mornings. Warm water first, light stretching, a short walk outside before breakfast. And his body, it feels stronger. His energy lasts longer. So what makes a stroke-proof morning routine? It's all about gentle movement, hydration, nourishment, and calm. Take a slow walk around your home before eating. This gets blood flowing safely, especially to your legs and brain. Sip warm water with a little lemon or a pinch of Himalayan salt. This helps rehydrate your blood and keeps your arteries flexible. And don't skip breakfast. Something simple, like oatmeal with flax seeds or a boiled egg, can help stabilize your blood sugar and prevent energy crashes. Here's a helpful fact. Omega-3s, potassium, and magnesium all support healthy blood vessels and reduce clot risk. So adding foods like walnuts, bananas, and leafy greens in the morning can help protect your brain from the inside out. Now, I know some folks say, I've gone years without breakfast, I'm fine. But aging changes how our body handles stress and energy. What worked at 40 doesn't always serve us at 70. You deserve mornings that heal, not harm. By simply choosing a slower pace, a little movement, and nourishing fuel, you can lower your stroke risk and feel more balanced throughout your day. All right, now that your morning rhythm is set, let's look at what you're actually putting on your plate, because certain foods can either calm your system or cause inflammation before the day even starts. Quick signs of a stroke every senior should know. All right, let's slow things down for a minute, because this next part could save your life or the life of someone you love. Do you know the early signs of a stroke? I mean, really know them? Because when it comes to strokes, every second counts. The faster you act, the better the chances of recovery, with less damage to the brain, less disability, and a better shot at living fully. Let me tell you about Marlene. She's 68 and was having lunch with her sister when she suddenly felt off. Her right arm felt weak. Her words started to slur. Her sister noticed her face drooping and called 911 immediately. Because of that quick action, Marlene got help in time. And today, she's back to walking, gardening, and even line dancing at the community center. So how do you know it's a stroke and not just a dizzy spell? There's an easy way to remember it. Just think fast. F face. Ask them to smile. Is one side drooping? Arms. Can they raise both arms? Or does one drift downward? S speech. Is it slurred or strange? T time. Time to call emergency services immediately. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Strokes don't always come with pain. That's why so many folks wait too long to get help. They think, oh, I'll just lie down and rest. But resting won't stop a stroke. Action will. Also, stroke symptoms can show up differently in women. Things like sudden confusion, extreme fatigue, or even hiccups or nausea can sometimes be signs, especially in older women. And no, it's not just something that happens to other people. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. If you got any of those, your risk goes up, but knowing the signs, that gives you power. Keep an eye out for sudden trouble walking, loss of balance, or blurred vision too. Those are red flags your body's trying to send. Now, I know it's scary to think about, but trust me, being informed is far less scary than being unprepared. And when you know the signs, you won't panic. You'll act, so maybe write down fast. Keep it on the fridge. Talk about it with your spouse or your kids. Share it at your next church group or senior center meetup, because knowledge saves lives. So there you have it. Just a few small changes to your morning routine, like easing into the day, hydrating early, and avoiding that one sneaky mistake, can make a big difference in protecting your brain, your heart, and your energy. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Start with one tip that feels doable and build from there. Your body will thank you. Speech balloon, I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment and let me know which tip you're going to try first. Or if you've already made some healthy changes, share what's worked for you. And hey, if you've got questions or ideas for future videos, I'm all ears. Let's make this channel your space for support and answers. Thumbs up if this video helped you. Please give a like. It really helps others find it too. And don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a new tip. You're not alone in this journey, and I'm so glad you're here. Take care of yourself today. You deserve it. I'll see you in the next one.